People contact me almost every day from my YouTube channel asking me how they can get involved in buying foreclosures at auction and then making lots and lots of money. What I tell them and what I explain to them on the phone when they call me is that if you want to buy foreclosures, it's only for the brave. You have to be extremely brave to get into the world of buying foreclosures because it is a risky business with extremely high rewards, but the risk is there. So if you stick around for a minute, I'm going to explain to you some of the pros and cons in getting involved in this business. My name is Diego Mendez. I'm a foreclosure attorney here in Miami, Florida. I've been doing this for about 16 years. I've represented people on both sides of the foreclosure, people who are unfortunately losing their homes. I've helped thousands of people keep their homes, but I've also helped investors who want to buy the homes at auctions when there's no other result that can happen. Now, if you're one of those investors, if you're one of these people that is looking to get into this business here in South Florida or anywhere in Florida, I'm going to tell you that you need to be, like I said, very brave, and you also need to have a plan, and you need to be ready to be very creative in your plan. Now, Hannibal, the Roman general, said that if we cannot find a way, we will make one for ourselves. That is the attitude. If you have that attitude, you will succeed in buying foreclosures and making money here in Florida. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the pros and a little bit about the cons of what you can expect if you're actually serious about this business. Now, the number one pro, obviously, that everybody wants to talk about is making the money. And people ask me, how much money can I expect to make from buying these foreclosures? Now, I went back and I did an analysis, basically looked back about a year and looked at the foreclosures that happened about a year ago and analyzed what happened with a lot of these foreclosures. And what I found was the ones that were actually sold made about 20 to 100 plus percent on their money. Where else can you make 20% or 100% on what you initially invested in any other type of business? It's extremely rare. It's very, very difficult and unlikely that you're going to get into any other kind of business and make this kind of money. Now, the other thing that I wrote here is that the other big pro is that you get the house. You actually have something of value. You have some collateral. You are the bank. You have the collateral. You have something of value. If anything happens to you, or if you need to sell the property, you have a big pot of money sitting there in the ground, in the actual real estate, that you can turn around and sell and get, if not all your money or more, or at least the majority of your money back, depending on how well you did on the auction. Those are the biggest pros. The money is very, very seductive. You can make a lot of money buying and selling foreclosures. Now, what are the cons? The biggest con is you have to learn how to do this. It is much easier to get a real estate agent, go drive around the neighborhood, look at a property, and buy a property with a bank loan. Those are just steps. Everybody knows how to do it. You go, you talk to a real estate agent, you talk to a mortgage broker, and everybody's going to help you do that. That is the easy way. In order to do what we're talking about, you have to learn how to do it. This is not eBay. This is not something that you can just turn on your computer on a Monday morning and say, hey, I'm going to bid on a $500,000 property and get that right. This is a business, as I said here. There are times, costs, and expenses that you need to figure into your planning, because it's very, very easy to screw this up. The risks are there. You could very well lose everything if you don't know what you're doing. If you bid on the wrong type of property, meaning that you thought you were buying a first mortgage, but you were buying an HOA lien or a second mortgage through a foreclosure auction, which happens not all the time, but it does happen here in Florida, you lose everything. So those are the pros and cons. Pros, you can make a lot of money and your money's relatively safe. It's backed by the property, it's backed by the ground, the actual real estate. The cons is that it's not something you can just do immediately. You need to learn how to do it. That's why there's people like me on YouTube and other places that teach you how to do this, how to make this money. And obviously, you need to treat this as a business. You're a businessman, but like Jay-Z said, I am a businessman. You need to treat this like a business, meaning there's costs, there's expenses, and it's not all profit. So that's it for now. I'm going to be making more and more of these videos, and I am going to go back and do some live auctions. We're going to talk about specific properties in the next few weeks. So keep watching my channel, subscribe, and you will see that you're going to learn how to buy foreclosures and how to make that big money.